personnel to enforce law and order.
Let's thank the police for their professionalism and for supporting the University of Ghana to maintain peace and calm on campus to allow academic work to continue. 99% of the students on this campus, by the way, we have about 67,000 students. 67,000 students. 99% of them, in fact 99.9% of them, just want peace to go to class and study and enjoy their time with their friends. Okay? That small number of students who want to cause trouble, there's a need to have security for the entire semester so that the 99.9% of students who want peace and calm can have their peace and calm to go about their academic work. We will do so. And the police have been supportive. They agree that we need to guarantee peace for the 99.9% of the students who want to just have an education.
Management of the University of Ghana has hinted of plans to expand the new residential policy to other traditional halls by 2025-2026 academic year.
Now, the members of Parliament of the Old Vandals Association have described the new residential policy of the University of Ghana as unjustified. Some students of the university recently engaged in a standoff with police officers who had been stationed at the Commonwealth Hall to enforce management's new residential policy, which forbids continuing students of Commonwealth and Mensa Saba halls from having access to accommodation at those traditional halls. The directive enables only level 100 and graduate students of those halls access to accommodation. Addressing the media in Parliament, the spokesperson of the bipartisan group who doubles as a deputy ranking member on the Education Committee of Parliament, Dr. Clement Park, urged the university to abide by the court's injunction on the new directive.
Members of Parliament of the Old Vandals Association on Friday addressed the Parliamentary Press Corps condemning the new residential policy by the University of Ghana restricting continuing students from accessing the Commonwealth and Mensa Saba halls.
We are aware out. And we believe that that policy is unjustified, and regardless of what circumstances may have precipitated such a policy move, we are opposed to it in principle and on the basis of lack of evidence to merit and justify such a policy. But as law-abiding as we are, and as members of the Old Vandals Association of Ghana, we want to state emphatically that we expect the University of Ghana to respect the recent injunction granted us by a court of competent jurisdiction. The injunction says, and I paraphrase, that the university should hold off in implementing its new policy until the substantive case that has been brought against the university by the Old Vandals Association challenging this new policy is heard.
Meanwhile, members of the minority group in Parliament have filed a private member's motion on the need for the Finance Minister, Ken Ofori-Atta, to lay before the House the government's debt restructuring program for consideration.
Our motion seeks to, as it were, compel, pursuant to statutory provisions and constitutional imperatives, particularly pursuant to Article 181, subclauses 3 and 4, which clearly demands that such instruments, financial instruments and agreements be brought to Parliament, the terms and conditions. So our motion is to compel the Finance Minister to do just that, so that Parliament will have some in under which this policy is being rolled out, and make its position known.
Following the reopening of land borders of Côte d'Ivoire, our neighboring country, the Member of Parliament for Jomoro, Dorcas Afotofe, says the move would ensure that businesses are resuscitated in the area.
It's going to help the people of Jomoro, especially those that live along the border towns like Elibo, Joey Wharf, Elena Wharf, and Newtown Wharf. Is going to help them. Even though Ghana part was reopened, because Ivory Coast wasn't opened, it was still delaying or wasn't slowing down businesses, and this closure of the business, this closure of the land border has really collapsed a lot of businesses. A lot of marriages have been broken. A lot of dropouts of the children who their parents couldn't pay their school fees and stuff like that. Most people have actually relocated because there was nothing going on. There was no businesses, there was nothing. So they have to actually move from Elibo to other parts of Ghana. And I'm hoping that now that this border has been opened, especially the Ivory Coast one, businesses will start to thrive again.
She also reacted to police investigations into the death of one of her constituents, Shadrach Alu, at the Westers Mall in Accra.
The body was with them. The body was with the police. They had the body the whole time until the autopsy. Be consistent with their story. They could do anything because, I mean, we don't even trust what the report says. The family says that I had actually personally, I didn't know the gentleman personally, but I knew of the family. And when I went to the constituency in the town where he hails from, we did a bit of investigation, and people with the testimonies that were coming up around, about didn't show any indication that the guy was a bad person. They were saying he doesn't even know how to drink.
While the Minister of Roads and Highways, Kwesi Amoakwanta, was answering questions on the floor of Parliament, the MP for Adenta, Mohammed Abu Ramadan, asked about measures being put in place by the government to mitigate the mileage or Dodowa Highway.
Currently, Mr. Speaker, the dualization of the Adenta Dodowa road is part of the Sano Hydro Master Project Support Agreement between the government of Ghana and Sano Hydro Corporation of China as Lot 5. Under the program, the road is supposed to be widened to a dual carriageway between Adenta and Ohibi. However, this particular lot has stalled because Sanoshore is yet to clear the financing. However, Mr. Speaker, the Ghana Highway Authority in the interim has been carrying out routine maintenance works on the bad sections of the road to keep it more travel and to maintain the structural integrity of the road.
It's a difficult situation. I mean, if you know that stretch of road, people who live there, it's a very difficult situation for them. It doesn't matter whether it's in the morning, it's in the afternoon, every time, even weekends, Saturdays, Sundays, it's chock-a-block. I mean, Adenta has grown very rapidly. I contested in 2016. My electoral roll then was around 91,000 people. Within a 4-year cycle, it had moved from 91 to 152,000 people. I mean, so it tells you that there's a concern that most people have moved into, and people are still moving in. So I think it's something that government has to look at.
Reporting from Parliament, my name is Ni Aikwe Okain for Citi News.
Now, the Free Senior High School Secretariat says it has so far resolved 90% of the challenges associated with the school placement system. The Secretariat wants parents to keep calm as it works in earnest to address their concerns. Citi News' Kennedy Chumesi has more in the following report read by Charles Ousukumi.
It's day 2 at the Nat Hall Solution Center in Accra. Candidates as of 11 a.m. were seen massing up at the hall to get their issues with respect to their school placement resolved. An official of the Free Senior High Secretariat was seen publicly making announcements on how candidates could get their challenges addressed.
We are giving you 15 minutes to do that. Nobody is coming here again. 15 minutes. Listen to the responses carefully. We have your sheet with you. The name of the school, please respond to us. Look at the index number or consider the index number of the ward. Your ward is having agitators and your schools, Wesley Girls, Achimota, and St. Peter's.
But the Free SHS Secretariat has attributed the high numbers to the deadline given for the admission process to begin.
You see the number being shooting up because I think we gave a date that reopening will be on the 20th. So parents are so enthused that they think maybe today will be the last day and the deadline there. So they want to beat the deadline. That is why you've seen that the numbers are shooting up like that. Yeah, they can do self-placement at home, but I don't know, I don't know how to put it, but I don't know why they don't want to go to the cafe for the attendant to assist them. We have a lot of schools on the self-placement portal, but most of them, I don't know whether they can't access the system or they don't want to do it, but they still come here. We pick those issues. We take it to the resolution center. We have a set of team there. They are also resolving the issues, so we take it to them for them to resolve it for them. So whether you've gotten the school or you've not gotten the school at all, we still make sure that we fix it.
Have to do self-placement because they could not be matched to their school of choice. Aside from candidates not getting their choice of schools, some parents have also been raising peculiar issues with their placement.
The paper in front of you, your child chose Adisado College, Adontin Senior High, Pentecost Senior High, Ghana STEM Academy, Accra Technical, and then Achimota Senior High School as his state choice, and he was given none. But he was given a STEM school, and you do not want to go to the STEM school because the school is not complete, the infrastructure is poor.
Yes, of course. The school is not complete, and moreover, the distance from Accra to here. How many kilometers are we going to here before getting there? Are you getting it? So we look at our pocket, we look at our factor, we look at the environmental. Are you getting it? So that is why you say no. You have to come for replacement.
The deputy coordinator for the Free SHS Secretariat, Nana Afrasi Kabensa, says out of the over 1,000 consents received as of yesterday, February 18, the Secretariat has resolved close to 90% of the challenges. The Secretariat wants parents to be patient as it works assiduously to solve all issues.
The exercise has been smooth and successful. Irrespective of the numbers shooting up, I think all in all, everything is okay. And we had, I think, 1,402 issues yesterday, but we've been able to resolve like 90% of those issues. We are looking at the people that came here this morning. We need to go and work on it over the weekend so that those who came here today can go to school on Monday. So we are not working on weekend. We'll be working off-site to work on the issues that came here today.
So your working hours will be from Mondays to Fridays.
It's there. So we have everything on the notice that we are working from Mondays to Fridays.
Well, let's dwell a while longer on this matter and take you to the Ashanti region, where the Regional Free Senior High School Coordinator is cautioning parents and guardians not to pay any unscrupulous persons who demand monies with the promise of helping them resolve placement challenges. The admonition comes on the back of a massing up at the region's Resolution Center and other internet cafes by parents and wards to get placement challenges addressed. Almeida Belt Bureau Chief.
The Ghana Education Service released their SHS placement on Wednesday. And after that, many people, especially those who are not satisfied with the schools that were placed, and those who are not even admitted into any of the schools, have raised a number of concerns. In the Ashanti region, we've come to the Solution Center, where they are seeking to address the various concerns that the students have been coming up with. Some frustrated parents tell Citi News they had to wake up and join long queues as early as 4 a.m. at the Solution Center. The common challenges include being admitted to day schools outside their home regions, students admitted to non-technical schools even though they chose technical schools, among others. Since the Ghana Education Service has already released a date that first years are expected to report to school, the students who have not yet been placed say they are worried about the situation. Some parents who visited the Ashanti Regional Solution Center shared some of the challenges associated with their awards placement with Citi News.
We came here around 4, and right now
4 a.m.
Yeah, because we first went to the main office. We didn't know where the location was being held, and then later we were told to come here around 1. So we've been here for some couple of hours just to check. And with my situation, it was like she wasn't placed in any of her schools selected. But hopefully we've been able to choose 3 schools.
From Ifiduasi, I brought my granddaughter here. She was not placed in any of the schools she chose. So I'm hoping the Solution Center finds a place for her in her school.
The Ashanti Regional Coordinator of Free SHS, Owusu Brobe, has dismissed allegations by some parents and guardians that the officers involved in the school placement to desist from paying bribes to people in relation to the school placement.
No one has authority or control over the program that places the student. After the placement, we come and then we sit and then we decide to make these corrections here and there based on the issues that come. So no one is paying any money if the person has certain proof. Police is there, regional director is there, some of us are there. The person can make a report because we are not supposed to do that. We are not supposed to charge. It's for free.
Mr. Usubrobe has also been enlightening the public on issues that have led to the placement challenges.
The fact of the issue is that students have to compete, 1, program based, 2, residential status based. Because if a student decides to go for, let's say, business, now business is not attractive for most of the students because they have that perception that you cannot go to nursing training or whatever. So they are running away. So with little grade, you can be selected.
On Thursday and Friday, the officials have been working to ensure that the students who are having challenges with respect to their placement are served. But they're saying they're not working on the weekends, but will ensure that on subsequent days, they will continue working here and will be around for well over a month to ensure that every student is served. For Citi News, I'm Edward Upon-Marfo.
Admission of the awards into various senior high schools have been assured of admission into the appropriate schools in the region. A resolution center has been set up to handle challenges with the senior high school placement system. Citi News' Michael Sapon-Infum reports.
The Bono Regional Education Directorate has set up a resolution center to handle challenges with the senior high school placement. During a visit to the resolution center, some parents and their wards were at the center to get their problems in relation to this year's SHS placement solved. The public relations officer of the Bono Regional Education Directorate, Luke Mesa, has been speaking to the news team.
Genuinely, we had 5 genuine complaints that need to be resolved. The rest were, in one of the cases, a meal our officers will look at it for us, replace the student again in the appropriate school for him to print out the fresh placement card and report to the next school that he has been placed. The others were a general complaint, and that one was a technical challenge that was not coming from our end here.
Some of the parents also spoke to Citi News.
My problem is The schools I selected for my ward, they change it. Instead of the school I prefer, they change it for another school, which is the Church of Christ. So I came here for changes for my ward.
Have they been able to do it for you?
Yes. Yes, I'm happy. I'm happy the way they are working with the parents and I'm very happy.
So what problem brought you here?
My problem is that I want my child to pursue a technical education, but fortunately or not, he has been given a secondary education. So I want to change the course. I want to change the course from secondary to technical. That's why I'm here. Yeah.
And what assurance have they given to you?
They said, they are trying to help me in any way they can. They are trying to help me in any way they can.
From the Bono Regional Education Directorate in Sunyani, Michael Saponifum, Citi News.
This is the Citi Newsroom here on Citi TV. Still to come.